For this list, we'll be looking at the famous rappers who for various reasons lost their fortune. It doesn't matter if they eventually made their money back, as long as they went broke at some point in their careers, they're eligible for this list. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today, we'll be looking at the 8 rappers you didn't know went broke. Yeah, you heard it right. So, let's start our video. Number 8. DMX. X gon' give it to ya. Unless you're the IRS, that is. DMX has enjoyed a long and successful rap career, despite a few legal hitches here and there, but all this accumulated wealth came back to bite him. He has reportedly attempted to file for bankruptcy on 3 separate occasions and claimed that he had absolutely no money and very little assets. In July 2017, X was hit with a ridiculous 14 counts of tax fraud as he failed to file his income taxes between 2010 and 2015. In that time, he had made over $2 million, and Uncle Sam wanted a slice. The rapper was later sentenced to 1 year in prison for tax evasion, and he was ordered to pay $2.29 million in restitution. Number 7. Bow Wow. Shad Moss released a few popular records as Lil Bow Wow when he was a teen, and he eventually ventured into acting, starring in movies like Johnson Family Vacation and Like Mike. While his wealth likely never rivaled that of some other rappers, on our list today, his money problems do. In the late 2000s, he fell behind on luxury car payments, and in 2012, he admitted that he was completely broke, having just $1,500 in his checking account. His money problems became a meme in 2017 when he was caught flying commercial after boasting about flying on a private jet online. This in turn inspired the hashtag Bow Wow challenge, and the internet had a good laugh. For Bow Wow. Number 6. Lil Kim. If there's one thing we're all learning here, is that you should absolutely, unequivocally, and without exception, pay your taxes. Like Saul Goodman says, if they can get Capone, they can get you. In 2018, it was reported that Lil Kim owed the IRS over $1 million in back taxes, which is quite a lot for someone who's already in the hole. According to legal documents obtained by TMZ, Kim owed $2 million on a house and roughly $186,000 in unpaid legal bills. All told, she was roughly $4 million in debt. The bank later foreclosed on her mansion, and Lil Kim filed Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Number 5. Fat Joe. And wouldn't you know it, the tax man comes a calling yet again. Fat Joe failed to file income taxes between 2007 and 2010 and subsequently entered a plea bargain, reducing the charges to 2 counts of failing to file taxes. In those years, Fat Joe had made roughly $3.3 million, resulting in a tax bill of $718,000. Luckily, Fat Joe paid the bill in time for his sentencing, reducing his sentence from 2 years to 4 months in prison. He apparently didn't learn his lesson as he was hit by the IRS yet again in 2016, this time to the tune of just over $1 million for tax evasion in 2014. So yeah, the government doesn't mess around. Number 4. Young Buck. The story of Young Buck's financial woes serve as a major cautionary tale. Young Buck owed the IRS hundreds of thousands of dollars, and in 2010, they stormed Buck's house, seizing numerous expensive assets like watches and leather chairs. They later auctioned these off for money. It was also revealed that Young Buck owed dozens of creditors over $11 million. As a result, Buck filed for Chapter 13. Granted, this mess wasn't necessarily Buck's fault, as his personal lawyer believed that the business manager was handling the taxes. Turns out, no one was giving Uncle Sam his cut, and no one won. Well, no one but the IRS, but isn't that always the case? Number 3. Exhibit. Have you ever wondered what happened to Exhibit after Pimp My Ride? Well, he went broke, and that's what happened. Following the end of Pimp My Ride, Exhibit was making just about $67,000 a year, which is nowhere near enough to sustain a lavish lifestyle. By 2010, just 3 years after the show's cancellation, he was in the hole for $1.4 million. And like many of his fellow rappers, Exhibit was targeted by the IRS and sent a bill for around $960,000 in unpaid taxes. That certainly didn't help matters. He twice tried filing for bankruptcy, but his filings were denied on both occasions. Number 2. Nas. Nas is considered one of the greatest rappers of all time, and his debut album Illmatic is often considered to be one of the most influential albums in history. Unfortunately, the IRS couldn't care less about reputation. They just want their money. While working out child support payments with his ex-wife Kellis, it was revealed that Nas owed the IRS millions of dollars. But that wasn't his only problem. Nas was actually drowning in debt, as he owed $700,000 to his manager, $300,000 in back child support payments, and was ordered to pay Kellis $50,000 a month, which was money that he definitely did not have. His house was later repossessed by the bank as he failed to make payments on a $400,000 loan. Number 1. MC Hammer. MC Hammer was living the high life in the early 90s. Thanks mostly to You Can't Touch This, Hammer was worth an estimated $33 million, which he proceeded to blow on a massive entourage that cost $500,000 a month, a $30 million mansion, 19 thoroughbred racehorses, 2 private helicopters, a Lambo, and a private jet among others. He eventually dug himself into a $13 million hole and filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. In 2011, Mr. Hammer was given an almost $780,000 bill from the IRS for unpaid taxes dating back to 1996 to 1997. It just goes to show that the IRS will always get you in the end, even if it takes 15 years. And that's all for today's video. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section down below. I hope that you found this video interesting, and if you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. See you in the following video with some more of the latest updates, and until then, stay tuned.